think, in your progress of trying to make England World Cup winners?
Didn't think so much about where I want to be. I am happy where I am at the moment. It was a lot of learning for us and for me personally in the first 2 camps. We had an excellent Camp 3 until now, but as you know, it's always about it's never about what you did. It's always about what you do in the moment, and then to go forward and progress and get better. So we have a very important training session today to be ready for the match on Saturday. But I'm happy where I am. I'm happy where the team is, and we can feel it, that it's a change of attitude if you finally arrive in the World Cup season.
Obviously, both the Lionesses and the men's under-21s have won back-to-back European Championships.
Yeah.
Now, the FA, your bosses won't think that means any extra pressure for you, but
I'm not so sure of that. But
really? Do you feel that though? Do you feel? I mean, look, personally, do you feel that's added a bit of pressure?
No, not at all. I don't know how. If it's something, it's a good omen. I was so happy for Sarina and for Lee, because they made it, and they made extraordinary effort and extraordinary success with back-to-back victories. So it's possible. There's no curse on English teams, so it's a good omen, and we will do our very best to follow the example.
Hi Thomas, you said you wanted to create competition and make it a bit spicier with the team. Have you felt that this week?
Yes, I felt it. Like I said, it was an excellent camp until now. Cannot be happier with the engagement, the quality, the awareness, and how the group is together. So hopefully we have another top training session later today. And hopefully we can prove the point to you, that you can see what and the fans can see what I see on a daily basis.
And fitness-wise, ahead of the game tomorrow, is everyone available?
Unfortunately, John Stones just left. He came with minor issues, muscular issues, to camp, and didn't progress as we thought and hoped he would. So he left camp this morning. Because we will not take the risk, not against Andorra, and also unfortunately not against Serbia.
Okay.
Everyone else is available. We had 21 players yesterday in training, 21 players today in training, and make sure hopefully that everyone is available for tomorrow.
Get back to Carrie Brown.
Hello Thomas, you said key for you is to overcome the low block and have Declan in that more forward position. How have the call-ups that you've brought into this camp and the training gone to unlock that?
Yes, excellent training sessions, excellent energy on and off the pitch. The group worked very well. The awareness, the focus is absolutely there. So I'm at the moment very, very positive. Like I said, it's never about in sports what you have done yesterday. It's always about what you do tomorrow to get better. And so I expect a good training session from myself, but also from the boys and the players to be ready for tomorrow. We will face, I think, in both matches a deep block of 5-4-1 for sure in the first match. And it is the challenge to overcome it quicker, to overcome the line of 4 a bit more aggressive, a bit more fluid, and play with more intensity and play with more rhythm than we did in Barcelona in the first match. That's what we're working on, and so far it looks good. But like I said, we need to add another top quality training session today to be ready for tomorrow.
2 different challenges in the sense of what you might face home and then away. How do you balance the 2 teams for that? You obviously want to get a reaction from the last results, but how much do you measure the squad? Does Harry Kane start this one? Do you have to balance that?
Yes, he starts this one. There is no balance. The only balance there is like I said, the competition is on. It's World Cup season. We have a condensed period of 3 camps. Competition is on, and that means we will start with the team that we trust and with the best team possible for this game, and then we will manage the second game. We will not do it backwards and manage theoretically more difficult away game than a home game, we will not start getting caught up in experiments like this. Everything that counts is today and tomorrow, and then we do our assessment after the match and see who's available. The players will start anyway to play 2 matches a week, 3 matches a week after international camp, so I don't see a problem why they cannot start 1 week earlier and play Saturday, Tuesday.
Hi Thomas, out of the players that you have called up into the squad for this camp, who has impressed you the most in training?
The group impressed me the most, the energy and the quality and the attitude within the group. I'm very happy how they welcomed the newcomers. I'm very happy how the newcomers presented themselves, not only on the pitch but also off the pitch. It's like I said, it's excellent. 4 days so far. And we want to keep that going, but it's not the moment to speak about individual overperformers or whatever. Everyone is doing very, very good, and it's excellent atmosphere.
And just on a personal level for you, how has it been working with Ruben Loftus-Cheek again?
It was always a pleasure to work with him, and I'm very happy that I had the chance to call him up. He's a very, very nice guy to be around, very friendly, very polite. Good sense of humor, and he is full of quality. Sometimes I'm not sure if he is aware how good he is, how good he can be, but it's, he fits in seamlessly because of his character and of his quality. He showed it straight away, and he competes for a place in central midfield. And it's good to see. It's good to see that he's fit, and he's not injured, healthy, and plays for his club. Then he's always in the mix to make an impression on international level.
Hi Thomas, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
When you're out and about, if you're walking around London or wherever, and England fans come up to you, what do they say to you? Do they sort of say, "Why aren't you picking so and so for my team?" Or are they saying, "Why aren't you playing with a little bit more fearlessness?"
I get a lot of tips. That's for sure, but always in a friendly manner. Most of them just say, "Bring it home, Thomas," and that's basically the task.
No pressure. Just on Mark Gay, he had a difficult transfer deadline day, but we saw him out in training and he looked his normal professional self. Have you had to have a chat with him?
Yes, of course, we had a chat with him, and he looks absolutely fine. He looks very impressive on the field. He has a couple of very impressive weeks behind him on the sportive side and the performance side. He is the main driver of Crystal Palace's success. He's the captain and the leader, and played very, very impressive in the end of last season and in the start of this season, and continued exactly like this in camp. So it was very impressive. He handles it with respect and with grace and with brilliant attitude.
Thanks, Henry. Rob, did you want to come back in?
Thomas, how much have you looked back at the first game against Andorra in June, and how much will you change, and have you learned from that game?
I'm not counting the numbers of players that we will change, but we learned a lot. I think we learned a lot from both camps. We invited a lot of players, 35 players, I think, in 2 camps. The June camp is always a bit of a tricky one in terms of coming from holidays and coming after a long season, being tired, and then need to restart the engines after a long season. So we take all of this into our observations. We had our learnings. So we made our decisions to make it more competitive for the next 3 camps. I think we made good choices so far. Everyone deserves to be in camp. The group had excellent days so far, and like I said, I didn't like. It's also down to me. The structure was not ideal to speed the game up. We made it a bit too easy for Andorra to find the moments to close us down, to find the moments and to find the right moments to slow our game down. We will We tried already to give some new solutions to the players to break down the block a bit easier, to be more aggressive. But we always have to balance our expectations because Andorra is a well-drilled team. I know it sounds maybe silly, but it is like this. It's a well-drilled team in a 5-4-1. They know what they're doing. They do this since 8-10 years, I think, with the same coach. They will know everything about us because everything is available. They will be very well prepared, and so it can also feel a little bit like chewing gum to break a block down like this. But in general, we have to play with more energy. We have to play with more enthusiasm, and so far, I'm pretty sure that we will.
Can I ask you as well about your midfield, because it strikes me with Adam Wharton withdrawing.
Yeah.
You've called up Elliot Anderson for the first time, Loftus-Cheek for the first time under your reign. Is it fair to say that you're still trying to get some answers and learn a bit about your midfield, particularly when it comes to defensive midfield and number 6, Rob?
Yeah, and this will maybe not stop in the moment. The 4 players compete in central midfield: Jordan, Elliot, Declan and Ruben. They're all very mobile players. There is not I think from characteristic, not one pivotal, classic, deep number 6. It's maybe John Stones, but he left this morning, who fits this characteristic, but it's absolutely no problem. I think the strength of our players is to be mobile, which is in modern day football more an advantage than a disadvantage. And we have our ideas how we will set up. I will not give it away too early, but hopefully you can see some glimpses of it tomorrow and in Serbia, and from there we go. We have top players, and we will find the right pairing. We will need to be flexible because anything can happen. Someone can be injured, so it's anyway not the moment to make final decisions for the World Cup. The decisions are now made for Andorra and nothing else.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Done?
Yep.
Wow. Good.
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel there was speaking live ahead of England's games against Andorra and Serbia. Andorra's tomorrow, Serbia is Tuesday night. OK, the big story to come out of that one, Jamie, is that John Stones is out injured. And then later in the news conference, he did confirm that he actually said that he was asked if he's still looking for answers in that defensive midfield, and he said there is no classic number 6, so defensive midfielder.
Yep.
He's then referenced John Stones.
Yeah.
But he's now out. So Rob Dorset was right. It does seem like he wanted to play John Stones in defensive midfield. So back to square one in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, basically what we was talking about with Rob, but the positions that are a bit of an issue at centre-half and that holding midfielder, without John Stones, become even bigger. There is an issue there. We do need to find that player who can sit and protect the back 4, who wants to. Declan Rice, we've said, can do it, but you're taking away from his game now in terms of him being a box-to-box midfielder. So without John Stones as well at centre-half, it's you look at it and go, who is that guy? Who is that player who's got the discipline to play there, who's got the awareness to look after the back 4, but also being able to get on it and make things happen, pass the ball forward and not be a sideways player. So, look, it's John Stones probably was going to be that person, so it's a big loss.
He mentions that with Stones out, it might be Rice, it might be Anderson, it might be Henderson, it might be Loftus-Cheek. The other central midfielders in there, according to the England's website, is Morgan Gibbs-White and Morgan Rogers, who are
let's be honest, we're playing
more attacking players.
Yeah, we're playing Andorra. Right?
Well, no, that's interesting because he says that the team he picks against Andorra, he's expecting to be the same against Serbia. He says he says he's got to prioritise the first game, which is Andorra. And if it goes well, that can then go into... He says there's no reason why they can't play Saturday, Tuesday, because they're going to have to do that later in the season anyway.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that you should be able to cope without John Stones. I know your ideal scenario is what he's potentially looking at for the World Cup is have maybe John Stones as a holding midfielder. But, Declan Rice can play there now and it's not going to be a massive issue. It shouldn't be a concern. Against Andorra and Serbia, you can play Declan Rice, and then you can let other players go and... have a bit of a free more role and let them go and dictate. We're going to have 90% of the ball. So really and truthfully, you don't need to necessarily worry about someone protecting the back 4. You're playing Andorra. You want someone who's going to get on the ball and make things happen and pass the ball forward and create attacks, break lines and take risks. When you're playing against in a World Cup and you get to the knockout stages, then you look at it and go, right, have we got a player who's going to protect the back four when we come up against a really good side with an attacking threat? Then it's a different mentality. In these games, it's about getting the ball, take risks. We need players for England who are going to go and get at players and pass the ball forward and break lines. That's where now it isn't a problem.
He's also said he's spoken to Mark Gahey, who didn't get that deadline day move.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, you'd expect the England manager to talk to him about how much will Gahey have appreciated that, because I'd imagine it was along the lines of, doesn't matter who you play for, I like you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, absolutely. I think he's now going to be probably the number one starting centre-half for England. He's absolutely brilliant. He's only going to go from strength to strength. You know, he's probably going to have a big move on the cards in the future, whether that's at Liverpool, whether someone comes in for him in January, whether he goes abroad. He's at a really good football club in Crystal Palace as well, and he's the captain, and they're a really good side. So I love Mark Gahey. I think he's a brilliant player, and I think that's one position now we can definitely say that's his spot.